particle starts at the origin and moves away in a straight line. Its displacement, s meters from O after time t, is given by the equation s is equal to 24t plus 3t squared minus t cubed, for t being between 0 and 7 seconds. Find the velocity and acceleration of the particle after 3 seconds. Okay, so displacement is the distance in a certain direction from a point. So if you just look at this GeoGebra app, and this GeoGebra app I will include in the notes of the video. So here we got our particle P at the origin, okay, and if we move it through its 7-second time period, it goes up to about 80 and then starts going back in the opposite direction. So by the end of the 7 seconds, we can see that P is here, which is minus 28 from the origin, but the total distance travelled will be all the way to 80 and then back down to minus 28. So displacement is a distance measured from a certain point, and then distance would be the total distance travelled. So it's very, very important that you understand the difference between the two. Right, we'll come back to the GeoGebra app at the end of the video. So, velocity is the rate of change of displacement. So, if we've got s is 24t plus 3t squared minus t cubed, then s is going to be, if s is equal to kt to the n, then if we differentiate s, we get velocity. And we bring down the power in front, write down kt, and reduce the power of t by 1. So, doing that term by term here. So v is ds by dt, so that will be 24 from 24t, this will become 6t, and this will become minus 3t squared. We want to know the velocity after 3 seconds, so when t is equal to 3, we substitute 3 into this, so we get that v is 24 plus 6 times 3 minus 3t squared. So that gives me 24 plus 18, which is minus 27, which gives me a velocity of 15 meters per second. So it's moving in a positive direction. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So if v is equal to 24 plus 6t minus 3t squared, and again, if v is equal to kt to the n, then dv by dt, which is the acceleration, bring down the power, write down kt, and then reduce the power of t by 1. So doing that, so a is dv by dt, and therefore we're going to get nothing from 24, but we're going to get 6 from 6t, and then minus 6t. When t is equal to 3, we're going to get that a is equal to 6 minus 6 times 3, and we're going to get 6 minus 18, and we're going to get a minus 12 meters per second squared acceleration. Now let's have a look to see what this actually means. Right, so here we have our particle at the origin. We know that s is 24t plus 3t squared minus t. S at the moment is 0. If we click here, we can get velocity. So we differentiate that, we get velocity. And then if we click here, we get the acceleration. And like I said, this app I will put in the notes of the video. So as t moves along, then the displacement is in a positive direction, the speed is in a positive direction. When t gets to 1, there's no longer any acceleration. So let's just go back 1. Okay, so there's no acceleration, is actually 0, and then it starts acting in the negative direction. So what it's going to do is going to make the particle P slow down. Okay, and then eventually it will get to here at 80 at t is equal to 4, where the acceleration will now make it actually go in the, make the velocity, will make the velocity equal to 0 because it's slowed down, and then the velocity will start going in the opposite direction. So the particle will start moving backwards. Okay, so the velocity is now negative, the acceleration is still negative, but it's now working with the, but it's increasing, so it's now working with the particle, okay, until we get to 7. So just repeat that again. It starts at 0, it goes along, its acceleration is getting lower, so it's starting to slow down, and then it gets to 80, where the acceleration will actually make the velocity equal to 0, and then the particle will move backwards, getting faster because it's going in the negative direction, because both the velocity and the acceleration are in the negative direction. Okay, so this has been a video to show you how a particle moves along a straight line. Like I said, the GeoGebra applet will be in the notes of the video on YouTube. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.